Lucifer's Revival, The Story of the 10 Legendary Warriors, by Rodimus Prime 86, better known as yours truly. The echo that chimes Satan's name before the rebellion, a white-robed child that became the prodigal son with a proclamation of world peace, and the crucifixion of the Grand Cross that fell unto the will of the great angels like a lease. A tale of global depression is to be rewound and seen to interpret the lesson. So let's turn back time's hand to the primal era of this digital land. Long ago, in the lore of yore, human Digimon and beast Digimon had waged a great war. The battle mounted casualties between both forces, as only one side would live, as they swore. Descending on a bloody day over the land was a white light with an luminous brand. Wings of 10 rules to peacefully bend and blend, and in order to all Digimon to have peace in this end. Sounds rather grand, but a difference in opinion would spark a very unique collapse, or the start of one. As a false prophet would show his true colors, would seek to torture his divine point across the people, breaking them all till they could take no more. While Yggdrasil's peace was where we began, a slow corruption soon led us from unity into a violent dictatorship. How? A revelation in actions would seek to bud something new. The world saw where it went wrong, but it is too late now. Lucifer's crimson reign would seem chaotically concrete, as the war would now see one winner to a very horrible end. Many now had wished they could have made peace, but this is far off, as it may not be sought to mend. Both the Lumen and Umbran clans of the realm of light cracked through the skies above, as the world waited in hopelessness. True divine intervention would seek to take place. The ground would shake, and the planet would have a glorious amen in the birthright of the Warriors 10. The planetary elements in physical elite representation. The warriors of fire, ice, earth, electric, steel, light, darkness, wood, wind, and water. The world in disbelief. A group bestowed to the digital world by heaven itself, for evil tyranny to be forever shelved. A cause in stopping a tyrannical dictatorship restored the unpoisoned love throughout. But this world's leader will instead see to a huge bout. His eyes became ghostly. The hazard symbol on Satan's face would glow a deep, dark purple, as Judgment Day is now in play. The fight for the digital world is now in play. Many days and nights came to pass, as many blows all would seek a catch. Even in chaos mode, Lucifer would meet his match. In the upper hand still, The final hour was approaching soon upon the land, as sacrifices mounted to rid this planet of the Judgment Bringer. The 10 would unify the last of their power in full to create a miracle that brought the day when a dictator would fall from grace evermore. A subspace of data formed from this war, a purgatory, dimensional limbo. This is to be the dark area. The heroes lifted the fallen angel's body into space as he was imprisoned deep at the core of the digital world. The 10 would meet their historic end upon sealing away the dark area, dying off and separating into 2 spirits each, the ultimate price to be paid. The grave markers and worldly symbols of love stood, allowing the world to be reborn over top of the subspace, to be remade. The world celebrated the fall of Lucemon and the life of the 10 legendary warriors equally by living in prosperity, peace, and happiness. The angelic trinity then appeared on the day of this momentous rise and fall of the world. The angels descended to see the rebirth of a new world led not by them, but guided. The bringers of God's will to the digital world. They were chosen by the races to lead the world, as well as being entrusted with the spirits of the Warriors 10 now deceased. Followers of the Warriors legend sought to record the history and pass this down generation to generation. Fearing a day where the former corrupt one may return, while none truly wish it to be, some may sadly yearn. Though the Warriors 10 did die to preserve the future, this can also signal that Lucifer might have a voucher. The angels took to the masses and guided them the way to the new day. Amidst worldly serenity, hiding this and knowing in the back of their minds that the feeling is still there. In the future, a possible second coming of the end of days, the incarnate, a thought you cannot bear, when none would care, thinking we would lose our hair, even less would be alive to dare, though this sounds rare. Deep within the dark area, heaven and hell both can still fear his resurrection. Poetry, peace, conclusion.
I humbly beseech you, noble one, allow me to explain. When you first engaged us in your quest, you promised us that we would rule Earth, but without the key, we cannot enter it and begin our reign. You swore that if we destroyed the digital world and revived you, the key would be ours.
I don't need you to remind me. I know what I said.
Yes, but perhaps...
Lord Lucemon!
I plan on keeping my promise to you, but first I must destroy them. Now get to that moon and do your job!
But when 'tis done, you will give us the key?
How can you doubt my word, Crusadermon? If I didn't have the key and if I wasn't going to give it to you, I would have already said so. Such lack of trust will surely poison my faith in you.
How can you doubt our master's intentions?
I don't...
Your beliefs bend with each wind, but I will not be frozen by your fears. We must obey Lord Lucemon unequivocally. We fear nothing in serving you, my lord. Nothing but our own failure.